I kind of was thinking about doing an exercise with you guys, and it involves some interaction. Okay. So what I would like you to do is get some paper and a pen, and I would like you to write down any of these affirmations that I can almost guarantee will hit home for many of us. Okay? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn away from the mic for a moment. I'll keep it recording and we will start with the affirmations. I just have to go back to my page here, okay? So I'll give you a moment. You can pause the video right now, or if you would like, I will give you enough time to get prepared. Okay, here we go. Now these affirmations are from something that I had saved in my bookmarks quite a while ago. And it was like it was meant to be. I started reading through some of them, and I really feel it's something that we should keep in mind for this moment, right here, right now. If you get distracted, it's totally fine. Just come back or rewind. There's a cricket outside. He's here for some good luck, I think. So we're gonna get started here. The first one that I would like to read to you is, I am the architect of my life. I build its foundation, and I choose its contents. That is, I am the architect of my life. I build its foundation, and I choose its contents. In some ways, I like to believe that this is completely legit and true. But the other side of me is thinking, we all know there are things that happen that we don't have any control over. But we can control how we think about it. If we practice, not just when things are going a little rough, but also when you're feeling good. I believe this is probably one of the best ways for me personally, is to practice these things while I am in an upbeat, positive mood. And when things get distressful, a part of my brain already knows and remembers the path. And it's proven in cognitive behavioral therapy that it takes 21 days to build a new neural pathway in your brain, to have these tools, these suggestions, these steps, to have them become something you don't even have to think about. They become habits. I'm living proof that they become habits, but you really have to work at it. So on to the next one. Today, I am brimming with energy and overflowing with joy. Even if you don't feel this way, just try and say it out loud and see how it feels to you. Okay. My body is healthy. My mind is brilliant. And my soul is tranquil. I like that one. Tranquil is one of those words, isn't it? It reminds me of a waterfall for some reason. Who knows? I am superior to negative thoughts and low actions. Confidence. Speaking of which, just a little side note, I put a video out on my PUSHGIRL channel the other day regarding how to fake it till you make it. And a lot of those ideas are more aimed at not being able-bodied, we'll say. A lot of it is wheelchair-based. So, but yeah, it's gonna be kind of fun just to film little tidbits of information. It's very hard to find stuff like that for yourself when you're dealing with something new. I find it all depends on your search queries, and sometimes it's hard to think of what to type in. So I found a few that have really helped me and inspired me, so I feel like I should give back. So, yeah. I have been given endless talents, which I begin to utilize today. Sometimes it's hard to think of what you might be good at if the opportunity hasn't presented itself for you along the way. Sometimes you just gotta find your niche. Sometimes, like, one of the things that I really want to get into is spoken word, which is poetry with a lot of passion and spoken out loud. I really feel that I would excel at that, and that it would fill me with a satisfaction, and I really don't even know where to start, right? So it can be very, very tough to come up with that, but once you do, you will have so much fun, and you will see endless possibilities. You really gotta force yourself to keep going. Find your fulfillment, because you are talented. You are kind and generous and beautiful people. I will say it again and again until you believe it. Okay, the next one here is I forgive those that have harmed me in my past and peacefully detach from them. That is a very complex set of circumstances, ideas, conversations. So I'll leave it as simply as that. And it is a very helpful one to remember. If they're not in your life, we can't drag them around with us by memory, because it only weighs us down. We're the only ones who are getting burned by it. So we gotta let it go, right? Okay. A river of compassion washes away my anger and replaces it with love. Okay. I am guided in my every step by a spirit who leads me towards what I must know and do. Now, for those of you who may consider yourselves to label it atheists, we can replace the word spirit with the universe. You can even put yourself, you're guided by yourself, or by your consciousness, your subconsciousness, I just had to put that in there. We cover all scopes of all walks of life here, right? So I possess the qualities needed to be extremely successful. And I honestly can tell you that this is something that very, very few people know about me, is I hold on to that for dear life since I was a child, because I can feel it. And I think that for those of us that might have held on to this and continue to hold on to this, this belief, this feeling about, we're feeling, asking, when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? Can't it just start already? But success is measured in all different aspects. So, yeah, that's something that I've always had a feeling about. But I don't really talk about it a lot because I try to be, well, I don't really try, I just am a pretty humble person. I don't really honestly know where to draw the line between confidence and a grandiose belief, a messiah complex, if you will. So, okay, we're going to move on here. Creative energy surges through me and leads me to new and brilliant ideas. I like that one. Okay. My ability to conquer my challenges is limitless. That's a good word. My potential to succeed is infinite. That's a good word too. Okay. For those of us who are considered unemployed, I deserve to be employed and paid well for my time, my efforts, and my ideas. Each day I am closer to finding the perfect job for me. Something I try to remind loved ones around me who have a great deal of dissatisfaction in that aspect. It's easier said than done. I understand that. I really do. When you feel like you're stuck, when you're in a routine, not necessarily routine, I guess, redundancy. But you never know. And sometimes when you look back and you think about where you were 2 years ago, 5 years ago, your first job as a teenager, or your first babysitting job, even maybe 6 months ago. Just think about a few things even that you feel you have contributed positively to yourself. Yeah. Okay. I am courageous and I stand up for myself. That's something I always had a hard time with until I was about, I'd say, 25. I was quiet. I was still chatty with lots of ideas all the time. But when someone had said anything that would offend me, I would go hide, and I would think about it, for days, you know? And sometimes you just gotta do it for yourself. But you really gotta try and make sure that you're not hurting anybody in the process. And if you do, then you need to talk about it. And just let them know. Okay. I acknowledge my own self-worth. My confidence is soaring. Everything that is happening now is happening for the ultimate good. My future is an ideal projection of what I envision right now. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of a wish board, heard about or watched or read The Secret. I can be a bit of a skeptic when it comes to that kind of information. But at the same time, there is something actually very crafty and actually pretty fun to do that you can do is to make a dream board. That's what it's called, a dream board. And that's where I almost feel like a teenage girl again when I make these. I get any kind of images, pictures out of magazines is really what I did mine with a lot when I was younger. Mind you, it was a lot of very fine, you could say material things. I mean, I was 14 years old and I wanted a castle. I want to live in a castle, and not because of the royalties, anything like that. It's in my blood, and I find them endearing and beautiful and spooky and romantic. And I would, I wanted I do want, I'll just go there, black candlestick sconces on my walls, and just creating the kind of environment and ambience that would literally bring out my heritage. And now, as I'm not 14 anymore, Game of Thrones, come on. So, big 4-post bed, everything black silk, deep red, and stone. And outside, I would love to have a big open garden with broken down walls. So it's like I picture it that it was a room and circular, like a tower, like the bottom of a tower that had been just blown right up. But there's vines crawling up the walls, and there's beautiful, exotic flowers and braided vines. I don't know, just beautiful. That's how I picture it. But I mean, it's a little elaborate, but that's kind of how I think. Now, it's never been an expectation, but I'll take some cheap dollar store. I'll just have to say Pinterest. Pinterest is it's like amazing. I dumped it down there for a moment. It's just great. I go to the dollar store, get a couple candlestick holders. They're glass, so they're transparent, these ones that I got, and I just painted them black. You know, just little things that you can even just make it so not only do you have the dream board, but you can recreate in obviously a different way. I mean, not all of us have to do the, the do-it-yourself cheap budget stuff that we, find on Pinterest. Some people are very, very well off, and they go for what they want, but they did start from the bottom, and that's something that we all need to remember. A couple more left here, and I hope that you found some that, have touched you, or anything that gave you some ideas or a spark of inspiration, and I would love to read that in the comments. I'm coming up with a very special thank you video for everybody that has helped. I don't want to get into it right now because it's going to be long-winded, because I am absolutely, I owe everything for the generosity that I have been given, for my family and for myself. And see, I'm just gonna go on and on, but I love you guys so much. I'm going to read a few more, and I think we're going to take a little break after that, and we'll be back with something else. Sounds like I'm on a radio show, which is a little bit of a giveaway of a little something planned, which is sort of a little giveaway, a hint of something that is in the works. Okay, so I'm gonna read a couple more. I forgot how much I just love sitting here and hanging out with you guys. Fear definitely keeps you from your passions sometimes. So the next one here, and get your pen ready. I wake up today with strength in my heart just clarity in my mind. My fears of tomorrow are simply melting away. Okay. I like that it says simply. My nature is divine. I am a spiritual being. My life is just beginning. Now go relax and do something for yourself. Just do it. Okay? I know there are a lot of warriors out there that have a very hard time doing nice things for themselves because they feel that they're not working hard enough. I know exactly how that feels. They have all this stuff they need to get done, but we gotta take care of ourselves first. We just have to, because that's the only thing that's gonna matter in the end. Well, that and love, right? And your dignity, how you lived your life, and your ability to forgive, especially forgiving yourself. So I love you guys. Thank you for listening and being there and commenting. Okay. And I love seeing when you guys start conversations in the comments with each other and you connect. And it's just, it's perfect. I don't say perfect for a lot of things because I don't believe in perfect. Perfect means that you are at the end, that it's complete. Bruce Lee said that. I didn't quote it, okay? I said it in my own jumbled way. So, thanks for listening, and I'll see you soon.